Hey folks, Happy Wolf is back with another pipe tobacco video. Right now I'm smoking some Samuel Gowett St. James Flake out of this ugly Stanwell bamboo. Why do I say it's ugly? Look at that bamboo. It's got a spot on both sides. Just ugly. I think I've gone out here. I don't know if I've dried this tobacco enough. I haven't smoked very much of this brand, and it certainly seems to be damp. Nice vapor with a lot of purr. As in perique. So I've had a couple of their other tobaccos, but not a vapor yet, and this one's good. I like it. Got a lot of body, a little bit of peppery kick, still smooth. So, one of my recent videos, I showed a Missouri Meerschaum pipe that I just got in the Emerald, and the pipe looked horrible. I was mad at him. I'm still kind of mad at him. So you'll be surprised to see that today I bought another Missouri Meerschaum. And I'll tell you why. I wasn't really looking for one. But I was on a little trip with my girlfriend and my parents. My parents wanted to look at RVs, and we stopped at a place called the Garage Sale Store out in the middle of nowhere, kind of, and they had all sorts of cool junk, you know, old ashtrays and wagon wheels and anything you could imagine. Got a little cup of tea going here. So naturally, I asked the lady if they had any pipes, and she said, "Oh yeah, some of them are handmade." Like, oh cool. And where are they at? And so she told me. And so I started looking through this box of pipes, and I noticed there was a bunch of Missouri Meerschaums that just looked different than any of the ones I've seen, and maybe better quality. Like they're super chunky, and it's got a stamp rather than a sticker. But then another thing I noticed was the shank. Look at the thickness and quality of that sucker. And if you compare that to, I don't have another Freehand, which is the model this one is, but this is a General, which is a similar pipe that I got 6 or 7 years ago. So this is their new style. You got a, well, I guess this one has a, that's like a clear sticker or something on the bottom. But anyway, yeah, look at that shank. Night and day. And they had a few different ones that looked like they were from this era. Of course, I chose the Freehand because I know that's, I don't know, one of their more expensive ones. And I don't have one. I think it's a real neat look. I know they typically have a like an acrylic or just a nicer quality stem. This one is a non-filtered style. And what's more, I don't know exactly how old it is, but it's unsmoked. Completely clean in the bowl. So yeah, they wanted $10 for it, and I paid it. It's a good deal. And I do like Cob pipes, so it was a nice way to get another Missouri meerschaum of higher quality without giving them more money, because I am kind of mad at them still. What else have we got going on? I was watching some of Olive Wood Piper's videos, and he was talking about old jobs he had, and I really enjoyed that. And I've had a bunch of weird jobs myself. So fair warning here. I'm going to quote somebody who said some things with some swear words in it. And I'm going to do a bad British accent to tell you about my my first job. So I was 16. I wanted to get a car. My dad said, okay, well, your uncle works at a car dealership. We'll have him look for a car for you. In the meantime, I'll take you down to the bank and we can get you a loan for it. And then you have to get a job and make enough money to pay the loan. And I think they co-signed for me, or, whatever was necessary to make it happen. And my parents were friends with most of the neighbors. And one of the neighbors worked at a really big shoe store, the biggest one in this town. Kalamazoo, of course, is where I'm at. And the biggest shoe store here at the time, and probably still is, even though it shrank, it was Oaken Brothers Shoes. It was in this big, ghastly building, a couple of blocks south of the nice part of downtown. And it looked kind of like a White Castle hamburger place, but broader and not as well maintained. It was whitewashed and had this turret-looking stuff. It was just huge. It had over 1 million pairs of shoes and boots. And I'd been there before as a customer. My mother took me there and got me some boots or something when I was younger. And so I'd been in there. I was familiar with it. And it was one of these places you go in there and they got some kind of, tannish orange kind of colored carpet, probably from the 70s still. And a lot of characters working there. Well, anyway, my dad told me, you got a job there. Our neighbor worked in the shipping and receiving department. And I'd met him before, he's a nice guy. And he said, all right, you're going to be his like assistant or something. And so show up there on this day and it'll be your first day, so on and so forth. So I'm getting ready for my first job. And I thought I dressed what I thought was nice. I wore a button-down shirt and some khaki shorts and some kind of, leather casual sandals. And I wore those in there, drove my car up there. And I remember I went back to the loading dock, and our neighbor, he was kind of gruff with me. What are you dressed like that for? It's the first thing he says, I'm like, I don't know. I thought it was nice. He said, look, you need to wear real pants and a shirt and real shoes or boots when you come in here. Something to that effect. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm sorry, and I was a kid still, I'm kind of used to people treating you with kid gloves, so to speak. And so he told me, next, you got to go see the manager, okay? By the way, this is in like a dungeon-looking back room place that's attached to the main building, which is already kind of, looked a bit hokey. So he tells me where the manager's office is, and I go over there. And he was a British gentleman. He's a big guy, older. He was already I don't know, in his 60s when I got the job. And he had a white goatee and about a build like me, you know, a bigger guy. And I remember he always dressed well, you know, a nice starched shirt and maybe a gold bracelet and rings, a watch, whatever. And kind of sitting there, you know, in this dingy little office. And I walk in and yeah, it's my first day, you know, I'm the new shipping assistant stock guy, stock boy, I think is what they officially called me. And he looks at me and he says, "Oh, you're Dale's bitch." "Oh, yeah, all right. Okay, go get to work. There's a shipment in and you'll see where the stuff goes and stop putting it back on the shelves." Okay. So, you know, that was my first day. So I went back there. There's a lot of heavy work boots and stuff I had to put up on these shelves and put them in order and all this stuff. And, you know, after like a year, they let me fill in as a sales guy. And then I got to doing that. And I was a sales guy for most of high school. And they took real good care of me, really. And I mean, the job didn't pay like, I don't know, $6 an hour or something. And then if you were selling, you got some commissions and all this sort of thing. But the characters that worked there, there's one guy that used to take naps on the table in the clerk's office. It's his lunchtime. He'd punch out, lay down on this desk and take a nap. The assistant manager was this great guy everybody called Chico. His real last name was like Cherisaski, and he lived in Florida for a while, and they couldn't say that, so they called him Chico. And he listened to this jazz music, and he'd just come out and bebopping and all this stuff. It was really neat. A lot of cool characters there. That building got torn down. Some big company bought it and leveled it, used the land. I think it's part of the local university's health learning program or something like that now. And they've moved into a smaller location, clean, much more conventional. But I like to remember those oddball sort of days back in high school. Well, I hope you guys are having a great weekend, enjoying yourself. We'll talk at you later. Bye.